This is where people shop, huh? This is where people go to for clothes, huh? This is disgusting. Just like that stinking state that I'm gonna be in with the embassy next week, Chicago, huh? Cabana, Albright, it's a Chicago street fight. And the embassy is signed on to take you guys in and take you guys out. So make sure you do all of your push-ups. Make sure you eat all of your protein shakes, okay? Because Joey Ryan and Castagnoli, they have a plan for you. And it's in effect in the 27th of June.
Welcome to the Video Wire. And it's actually just me talking. Because, Stilo, I came back to ROH, I was ready to dominate, I was ready to take on everybody, anybody, and anyone. In Houston, you put a stop to that, and you took a foreign object out of your trunks, and I'm not saying, oh, you took a foreign, but you did, you took a foreign object out of your trunks, and you put a big halt to my revamping of Ring of Honor. And I tapped you out in Manhattan Mayhem III. I tapped you out, and you can talk about the different elements that were in that match with Claudio and Brian and a four-way and whatnot. But I tapped you out to that Billy Goat's Curse. I slapped you in, I sunk it in, I tapped you out. And now we're coming to Detroit, June 26th. June 26th, the Midwest Swing. I ain't down with the Brown. Nobody else is.
June 26th, Joey Ryan is without a doubt bringing Sleazy back to the Motor City, Detroit, Rock City. But after the events of June 13th, the landscape has changed because now, with a single victory, I have the opportunity to catapult myself into #1 contendership. All I have to do is beat 5 other men that day. And who are those 5 other men? Well, you got Skull Crusher Rashi Brown. Now you're a big guy, and I don't doubt that you've crushed some skulls in your time, but the only thing that's gonna get crushed in this match is your ego when you bow down to Joey Ryan. The new horror, Sami Callihan. You're a talented individual, but your moniker fits you well, because you're about as scary as My Bloody Valentine 3D. The Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams. Now, Petey, your move's impressive, and your ability to hit it out of nowhere is uncanny. But really, Canadian Destroyer? What has Canada ever destroyed? Canada's about as tough to beat as the Detroit Lions. Delirious. Delirious, you have some sweet, sweet mind games. But you see, they won't work, because I don't need to understand you. You just have to understand that I'm not leaving Detroit without the #1 contendership. And the last man, A-Double, the champ, the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries. I'm not gonna lie, I like your style. I like your style a lot. But you have to remember one thing. I was bringing Sleazy back while you were still trying to be a part of the next generation. So I've been there, I've walked down that road, and I'm not afraid to do what it takes to make sure I win this match. So at the end of the night, when the dust settles and the smoke clears, there's not gonna be a question of who the top seed is in Ring of Honor. The only question left will be, who wants a mustache ride?
American Wolves. As much as I hate you guys, today I'm gonna do something for you guys. You know what? I'm gonna give you a little lesson about the body, the human body, and Generico here is gonna help me out. Ready? This is El Generico's face. Now you can see a lot of anger on his face. The reason for that is, if you look at El Generico's waist, right here, you'll notice there is no longer a Ring of Honor World Tag Team title belt there. Now if you go even lower, to El Generico's knees. See, Wolves, you've put a lot of damage on those knees in the last few months, and now Generico needs a knee brace. Which, if you go back to his face, you notice there's even more anger. My pen. I got it. Now, if we go back a bit more lower, these are El Generico's testicles. It's okay. You have testicles. However, I don't think Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards have those. And that's probably why they refused to put the tag titles on the line against us in Chicago. But that's fine because we found a compromise, right? That night in Chicago, if we win, we get to choose the stipulation for our next title match. And I think you guys know exactly what we have in mind. However, if you win, then we never get a title shot again. You know what? I'm not too worried about that because if you go down lower to El Generico's feet, this right here is what's going to hit you guys in the head harder than ever. And this foot right here, what's going to go straight up your asses in Chicago. And once we beat you, we're going to have you exactly where we want.
Nigel McGuinness, I read you've been challenging me for a match on June 26th in Detroit. I accept. Now, a lot of people have been asking me why I attacked you in Texas. Let me tell you why, and let me take you a few years back. When I first started in Ring of Honor, you were the champion at that time, Nigel. You held the ROH Pure Championship, and I was determined to take it from you. I failed. And it nagged on me, Nigel. It started eating me up. Because I'm not a failure. I'm Claudio Castagnoli. I'm successful. So I set my eyes on higher goals. I wanted to be the first European to win the ROH World Championship. And I came that close when I wrestled Takeshi Morishima in Boston. And I knew I could beat him. You ended up beating Morishima. And you ended up becoming the first European Ring of Honor champion. You took my destiny away from me, Nigel. You took my goal. So I was determined to beat you. And when I had my chance, I failed yet again. I failed a second time. Again. And I thought to myself, what is it? What is it that I cannot beat you when you're the champion? And it ate me up, Nigel. It ate me up. I had sleepless nights. I was trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. So I thought to myself, if I can't beat you, I might as well team up with you. And I did. And I had your back. I made sure you kept that ROH championship for a record time. When it was your turn to have my back, you were not there. You had some excuse why you couldn't wrestle that night. And I was all by myself. So Nigel, you took everything away from me. Everything I wanted to do. All the dreams I had when I moved to this country. You took them from me. And then you even turned your back on me. So you want to challenge me for a match? Nigel, I'm ready for you. You're lucky you survived Texas. I'm a new man. I'm a new wrestler. And Nigel, you are not going to be able to beat me anymore.
Nigel McGuinness is moving back up in Ring of Honor. See, every now and then in life you need a little bit of luck. Austin Aries, your luck came in New York City when you had a three-way match for that title. You came up on top. Tyler Black took his eye off the ball, but you, A-Double, certainly did not. Well, now the luck's in my favour, sunshine. Because June 27th in Chicago, Illinois, I've got a match against you. It's been booked for some time, but now you've got that belt, that makes it a title shot. And when opportunity comes knocking, you better hammer down that door. I've done it in the past, I'll do it again. We've had a history, Austin Aries. We've had a long and storied history. You take one look at my face and you can see part of that history right there. I'm not going to go into details. Everybody knows what's happened in the past. Everybody knows you had plenty of shots against me to get the job done and take that belt from me, and you never did. So, if I'm a gambling man, I might say the odds are stacked in my favour except for one thing. It's well known in professional wrestling. If you are the champion, you don't have to beat someone. Someone has to beat you. Well, Aries, A-double, I like your new attitude, but believe me when I tell you, I'm more than ready to beat you.